was watching a video on Twitter yesterday, and a lady in the gym, well, unwelcome attention can be viewed. They had to wait for her to call. I saw now they posted another video was posted where a similar situation. A woman was trying to lift a weight and she was quiet. She didn't need any help actually. And someone came over and said, "Oh, do you need some help?" And she put a comment on the video like, "Did I ask him?"
Wow.
Literally that. This is Western society in America. And like I said, I think it has become something where everyone is offended easily.
Right.
You know, the cancel culture. You know, and Dr. Freeman's point about how we may be viewed as being, let me use a slang term, they say the Yakubu, they call them Yakubus. That's people who are always willing to help, and then it's like sort of you're seen as this sort of like bootlegger, sort of, and then you know, people will look at you, see a certain way, and even like you said, the recipients of the chivalry might even say, 21st century relations in general have become more, everyone is offended easily.
Right.
You know, the cancel culture, as it were. You know, and Dr. Freeman's point about how we may be viewed as being, let me use a slang term, they say the Yakubu, they call them Yakubus. That's people who are always willing to help, and then it's like sort of you're seen as this sort of like bootlegger, sort of, and then you know, people will look at you, see a certain way, and even like you said, the recipients of the chivalry might even say, you know, take advantage of you, or might even say, you're doing this for the wrong reason, you're perceived the wrong way.
Yeah.
So these have all, you know, accumulated to sort of, like I said, diminish chivalry, make chivalry a less practiced concept. It doesn't mean it's disappeared, but then there's so many variables that affect it, and there's so many variables that influence how it is perceived. And I think that's what it is. And I think it's across board. It's not just in our culture. Obviously, perhaps in our culture, maybe it's a bit more magnified because of the way we relate, the way we view things. But I think worldwide it has become a relatively less welcome practice in some circles, in some circumstances, because just that's how the world is right now.
Okay, so let me just go through a list of things, you know, because if you go online and you're going through, looking at the modern definition of what chivalry is, a lot of the times it's tied to relationships. And so if you do a quick scan of the internet and you're looking at chivalry and relationships, a lot of things come up. So I just compiled a list, which I'll read for you, about what they consider to be a chivalrous man or a gentleman. And a lot of times they say if your partner doesn't do these things for you, dump him or her. In most cases, it's him.
Okay, before.
Yeah. So, for example, holding the door open, giving up your seat, pulling out her chair when she's about to sit down, calling when you say you call, walking on the outside of the sidewalk. Now, this is an interesting point. I was watching a TikTok video. There's a lady who talks about, you know, mannerisms, how to be gentleman and all of that. And the idea is that when you're walking with a lady on the sidewalk and the street is like on the right side, the man should always walk on the edge towards the street and the lady should be on the inner. So if you're with your partner and you as a lady, you're on the outside near where the cars are and your guy is here, be very careful. That's what they're trying to say, because the idea is that he doesn't care about you, and the idea is he has to be on the side of the road to protect you in case something happens. So, you know, it's the teaching you about how to, the rights and wrongs, and because let me finish with this. So, filling up the person's gas tank, making sure she gets home after a date, offering your jacket when it's cold, holding her, helping her put on her jacket, going to the door and knocking when picking her up, for example, on a date, carrying a heavy load, extending your arm during social events. So, you know, guys do this, you hook your arm. Saying ladies first, always allowing her to go first. Standing when a lady walks into a room. Now, I'll see this a lot in movies, you know, and period pieces. If you watch like cowboy movies and period shows, a lady walks into a room, then all the people sort of get out. Exactly, they tip off their hats and open the car door for entry and exit and then protection. So, what are your ideas on this list that I've given you? Does it seem realistic? Is it something that you would personally do? Irrespective of this whole equality thing, is it something that you think it's worthy of doing?
Or if you're saying something our person does
Yes.
related to us as males, and some of them are literally givens. I mean, obviously, if you see a woman struggling with a load, you're not going to watch her do it. If your girlfriend, for instance, you're not going to watch her do it with your wife.
So you said your girlfriend. Now, I've been in situations where I've been carrying a lot of heavy load and nobody bothers to help me unless the person knows me or has worked with me for a while. So, one of you made a point about it being about who you know. If you're close to a person, I think that's very true. And I'm thinking maybe in the older days, if a random stranger saw you, they may help. But now, people just walk by. So,
You see, I was making that reference because the list I think was talking about things that you expect from your partner. So yes, I feel like in that sense, you're not going to leave your partner to carry a big load. You're not going to let her stand while you're sitting because of the relationship you have. But you often see, like I said, someone gets onto public transport, giving up their seats. 70% chance that they're not going to do that because they paid, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, some of these things I said, the dynamics change depending on the relationship, depending on how close you are to the person, depending on where you are, because sometimes even because you're in a public space, you might not want to do something because of what everyone else around you is going to say. Whereas maybe it's just a one-on-one thing, you meet someone, in a dark alley or whatever it is. Or you see a woman in distress because she's alone, okay, let me help her. But you see others around, you think, okay, if I go, what will they say? What would she think? So.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's all boiled down to how the people conceive the idea, how the people understand. And so I believe that if everyone understands that being chivalrous it's a positive gesture, and then why would one be worried or one would query you for showing love to the fellow human being? Because being chivalrous means you want to build a relationship or you want to improve the relationship. It's more positive than they normally think. And of course, you need to have that human relation with whoever you are offering the help for. My attention was drawn on the list you mentioned. One of them, I feel the gas tank.
Yes.
I was just
That's an
asking,
interesting
was the
one.
person going to pay?
The idea being, if you have a partner, you should fill up if you have a car, fill up the car. That's the gentleman thing.
Yeah, there's nothing really wrong about it. Because again, it's about the individual, the choice. Yes, the choice who you want to do for. People would want to do that for a motive. Really, it's not outmoded, outdated.
But let me ask you this, Lydia. As a woman, let's look at reversing the roles here. So, have you ever been chivalrous towards a man? Whether partner or stranger, have you ever been chivalrous?
Sometimes.
Can you give us an example?
Yes, in fact, this morning,
Yeah.
I had a text message, okay, and my fellow church member, Bill, asking of a helping hand, a monetary, financial assistance.
So you assisted financially?
Yes.
But have you ever opened the door for a guy to come in
No,
or help
that's,
him?
I don't remember.
Is it that you think there's something wrong with doing that, or it just doesn't seem like something you would do?
There's nothing wrong. But I don't remember doing it, but I don't think there's something wrong about it. I mean, it shows good manners.
Yeah.
And
That's true, good manners, yeah.
There's nothing wrong about it.
Yeah, that is very true. Whether you're a Christian, a Buddhist, I have Buddhist friends and they are very good, well mannered. Muslim, whatever. No matter your religion, even if you don't believe in God, you're an atheist or you don't believe in religion, these are natural principles that establishes good human relation. Let me give you a typical example. In academia, I always want to narrow down the discourse in academia because it's what is academia textual. It is always nice to be nice to your fellow colleagues, male or female. There are a lot of things that goes beyond this campus environment or whatever campus you belong. Beyond our physical interactions on campus,
Yeah.
there is that kind of life after the four walls of the university campus. Promotions, recommendations, and other, progress of life, anything, lies in malice. For example, I entered into a discussion with a colleague, and we are supposed to make a publication out of it and publish female. And by the time I realized the conference processing fee and everything this lady has paid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not that she did not contribute to the writer of the paper, but she felt that, look, I can give you the help. You go for conferences, before you sit down, there's this lady who will come and give you this nice one. Oh, if you don't mind. Prof, can I be your help?
Yeah.
Not because you need any favor from this person. I don't know the person. So what is being ahead of us in academia goes beyond the typical self attitude. So in academia, being chivalrous is a very good practice that we must always embrace. I happened to work with a lady here before,
Right.
and I remember I was I was in the Takrady campus. So I came to head the center. And when I came and I entered, that time the director then was not here. I moved to the graduate school or something. So I just decided to come and see what we do here at Code. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Then I entered, disguised myself, and I just came and what do you do? In fact, initially, she thought I was one of those, students who come around. So the answers were not that. So when I introduced myself, then and I loved the way she welcomed me. But I went to different units, and they welcomed me as if you are nobody. And that is a very bad attitude. And those people tend out to come to me when they notice that I am the head of the center. You know the implication? I just get my back. So you need to show good attitude to your colleagues in academia, even in wherever you are. So it is not an accommoded culture or practice to be chivalrous. But we need to always put at the back of our mind the people we meet on our way.
Yeah.
They're the same people we meet on our way. And we have to be careful.
What do you think?
I think they've had a general effect on chivalry as a whole. So I think the fact that now the society is more transactional and the fact that society has become less founded in respect in general, I think they've had an effect on chivalry as a whole. Yeah.
All right, so to wrap up, I'll just ask you the question again. Can you just give me a short answer? So, with everything we've discussed, all your contributions, so do you still think that chivalry is a relevant concept when it comes to gender relations? I'll start off with you.
Yes, I think it is a good practice and we must embrace it. Yeah. Whether you are a student or an academic or anybody in the industry, you cannot take it out of the practice in an effective human resource environment. You really need it to grow. Thank you.
I believe it's very relevant. We found ourselves in an environment where we work with people. And for us to get to our altitude, we need to have a good attitude. And who do we portray this attitude to? Humans. And so I believe that we need to have positive gestures so that one way or the other we could be recommended one day. I kind of remember, I want to add up to what the example he cited. I happened to work with one of our professors, he's now a professor, and there was a time couple of times that I saw him stepping out to buy his own food. And I felt so bad. I felt like help him. I said, no, I cannot sit down for others and I have to step out to buy his own food. So I approached him and then in a very polite manner, I offered myself. And trust me, since then I never bought food by myself.
Yeah.
He used my own money. He was offering me for the week. And I happened to meet him somewhere in the committee, and he spoke so well about me. I felt really flattered. So I think that I believe it's very relevant yes, in society.
Last word?
Yeah, sure. I agree with both of my co-panelists that it is a relevant concept, that it is practiced differently and viewed differently, but it's certainly still very relevant for the reason that they mentioned, and because manners shouldn't disappear. And I think obviously chivalry is grounded in manners, which is essentially what makes us as human beings relate the way we should. The world runs on relationships. Without relationships, there's nothing. And so chivalry is an extension of relationships, and so we can't disappear, or we can't let it disappear from our interactions and the way we behave as human beings. It definitely has to be. It's relevant, but like I said, society has had an impact on how it is viewed and how it is received.
Right, so that's a wrap for today's show. I want to thank my panel. Thank you so much, guys, for coming here and sharing your insight into the topic. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Alright guys, so that's it. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel's Academia Talks TV. Don't forget to share, like, and press the notification button so you can get all the information on anything that we upload. This is Academia Talks TV. Thanks for watching. See you again next week.